Kenapa? Kenapa lu? Hah?
Lavanya turun.
Lavanya turun. Ayo cepet. Lavanya turun ya?
Ya. Katanya lavanya turun.
Hello, welcome to 4Nerds News. I'm beginning my video today with some pictures and images of Mount Semeru with its 50,000 foot high blast and continuing lava emissions. I've been talking about Mount Semeru a few times in some of my recent videos, so it's no surprise to me that it's blown its top. I am Nostradamus, in case you didn't already know, and this is your first time watching this channel. There's an awful lot of volcanic activity happening at the moment. Let's just take a look at what's happened just since that 50,000 foot high blast of Semeru yesterday. This has all happened since. Luotolo's gone up again, another 10,000 feet. Eruption at Sinabung, Ibeco, 10,000 feet. Just checking for the big blasts. That was yesterday after, and yesterday since Semeru, and now all this is today. Sabancaya, Peru, 23,000 foot blast. Sangay, 20,000 foot. Talika, 5,000 foot. Popocatépetl, 20,000 foot. Dicono, 7,000 foot. Semeru, another 20,000 foot blast. Luotolo, another 10,000 foot. They're all going off. I've never known such volcanic eruptions in all my life. Now seem to be attracting a few more viewers than usual. God knows why. I've decided to change the format of me videos a little bit. I'm just going to make them shorter but more frequent if I can. No one wants to sit through 3/4 of an hour of me droning on. Anyway, I want to get on to the subject of global sea level rise in this video, if I may. It's from climate.gov, and there's a nice graph there showing how the sea levels have rose around the world since 1880. Has indeed gone up by about 70 millimeters since the turn of the 60 millimeters. Oh, I don't know. It's gone up 70 since about 2000. I was right the first time. Right, let's carry on. So global mean sea level has risen about 8 to 9 inches since 1880, with about a third of that coming in just the last 2.5 decades. The rising water level is mostly due to a combination of meltwater from glaciers and ice sheets and thermal expansion of seawater as it warms. I'm sure most of you know most of this already. And we know that sea level rise will affect every coastline in the world. And there are projections that it won't be a uniform rise everywhere. Some places it'll rise faster than in other areas for various reasons. Now, the reason I'm covering this now is that one of my long-time viewers, Shivani from Brazil, has contacted me via email and drew my attention to a bit of a mystery. And I said I'd look into it. And I've had a look, and I'm bringing you my report now. I'm going to show you a few stills from a couple of videos that she sent me that show the sea retreating off near the coast of Sao Paulo. I don't want to play the videos because I don't want to get a strike, but I will leave the links to both videos in the comments, but they are in Portuguese. Now, I did manage to pull up one of the news reports from one of the videos and translate it into English from Santos and region. Archaeologist says mysterious ship reveals more details with each tide retreat in Sao Paulo. Structure appeared again at Hemisphere Beach in Santos after the low tide of Tuesday the 21st. Now this is from 23rd of July, this article. Research group monitors site monthly but was unable to raise funds to start the excavation project. Hope I don't crash my computer playing this. Drone catches mysterious ship after sea retreats and reveals structure in Santos. A team of archaeologists from the Regional Centre for Archaeological Research was at the site where the wreckage of a ship stranded on Hemisphere Beach reappeared in Santos on the coast of Sao Paulo this week. We observed that with each drop of the tide, more material appears. In the beginning, there were only 5 centimetres exposed. Now we have already dealt with 40 centimetres of debris exposed to the environment. Now, I know that excavation of beaches, for building materials and that, taking all the sand away, that can cause old objects and structures to be revealed, but that wouldn't explain the receding tide. And Shivani tells me that lots of her friends are contacting her, telling her about how the tide seems to be receding, like the sea level's actually going down. But nobody can find anything on Google about this. But she did find this gentleman, this Portuguese gentleman, well, Brazilian that speaks Portuguese, on YouTube, reporting on it. So, what's causing it? Well, I wouldn't be on here talking about it if I didn't have one of my madcap theories. Let me just show you on Google Earth first the area in question. Put a little placemat. Let's see, there's Mbare Beach, where the old shipwreck is. Ahoy! Ahoy, me hearties! Wonder if it was a pirate ship and there's buried treasure in the sands. Anyway, it's this area we're talking about is. Hang on, let me zoom back out a little bit. I've zoomed in too quick. Here's Sao Paulo, the megatropolis, and here are the. I presume these are all the beaches being affected where the sea level treat is being observed. I suppose if the beach has a very shallow gradient, any drop in sea level in that area would be exasperated. Just what could cause the sea level to drop in a world of rising oceans? Well, I found something coincidental, which may have a connection. This is a representation of the Earth's southern hemispheric magnetic anomaly. And just look where the centre of it is. Slap bang in the middle of the South American continent, just west of Sao Paulo. This is something else that people can only theorise about. But could it be that this is actually gravitationally repelling the water away from the shores? Or is something geological going on, which may be even causing the land to rise? Could it be that the whole South American plate is rising up? Is there an unknown heat dome where the magnetic anomaly is? I mean, we've got a heat dome in the middle of the African plate where the Rift Valley is. We've got the Siberian steppes in the middle of the Eurasian plate where we had the massive volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. We've got Yellowstone on the North American plate, and in the middle of the Pacific plate there's a heat dome beneath Hawaii. So could there be one there? They wouldn't tell us. If that was happening, they wouldn't want to cause panic. There's an awful lot going on seismically around the planet at the moment, and it looks like it's only just getting started. I'm going to end with this from the New York Times. NASA launched a rocket 54 years ago. Has it finally come home? Surveyor II crashed on the moon in 1966. Astronomers think they've spotted a piece of the mission that kept going deeper into space. A Centaur second stage rocket at NASA's Lewis Research Center in Ohio in the 1960s. Centaur, paired with the Atlas booster rocket, launched with the Surveyor moon missions. It was after midnight on September the 19th, and Paul Chodas the manager of the Center for Near-Earth Object Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Pasadena, California, was working late, studying an object called 2020 SO that other astronomers had spotted in the night skies just the day before. Something about its orbit was peculiar. And I thought so myself, which is why I included it in my last video. The computer program he was working with showed that 2020 SO followed a nearly circular path just slightly outside our planet's orbit, and the plane of the object's orbit was just barely tilted relative to the Earth's. I was suspicious immediately, he said. Out of curiosity, Dr. Chodas ran his simulation in reverse, with time dialing backwards. He watched 2020 SO pass very near Earth in September 1966, close enough that it could have originated from the Earth, he said. And it goes on, he says he acted on his hunch, sent an email to fellow astronomers, and in the months that followed, amateur skywatchers and professional astronomers alike have been tracking this spectre with their telescopes, following what many believe is a rocket booster that flew towards the moon more than 50 years ago during a failed NASA mission. And now the object, now temporarily orbiting Earth, will make its closest path. And with more observations, scientists hope to find conclusive evidence that the dot on their monitors really is a ghost of the Cold War moon race. Hopes were high when Surveyor II lifted off from Cape Canaveral, Florida, then known as Cape Kennedy, on September the 20th, 1966. NASA designed the roughly 1-ton lunar lander to collect images of the moon in preparation for the Apollo missions. It was following close on the heels of its successful predecessor, Surveyor I, launched just a few months earlier, which had landed on the moon and returned over 11,000 images. They expected Surveyor II to be a complete success, but it wasn't. The spacecraft crashed into the moon. Its death knell came roughly 16 hours after launch, when one of the 3 small engines attached to the spacecraft's legs failed to fire. The imbalanced thrust sent Surveyor II into a spin, and after 38 unsuccessful attempts to revive the engine, it became clear that the mission could not be salvaged. And here's a sped-up animation of its orbital path. Cool! Now, and then when it comes back in February. I'll put the link up for this as well if you would just want to finish off reading it. I now have an important announcement to make. I, Nostradamus, have come up with a solution for the global warming climate change dilemma that we're in. All we have to do is move the Earth further away from the Sun. This can be done by reducing the Earth's gravity. Getting rid of New Zealand, for instance, should just about do it. Plus, you'd have the added bonus of restoring sea levels back to pre-industrial levels. Bingo! Thanks everyone for watching. See you all next time, if there is a next time. And thanks again to Shivana for sending me the information. Goodbye.